Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Great pleasure to welcome you all for this session.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji. So in this session, we continue the amazing pastimes of Srila Prabhupada, who is back in India a second time to propagate Krishna consciousness in a much more vigorous way, after having been extremely successful throughout the two continents of Europe and America. And also it was spreading to other continents as well, even without Prabhupada stepping on those soils. Hare Krishna was actually becoming world famous. In most places, people who had not even seen Prabhupada, they were becoming devotees. They were chanting Hare Krishna. They were chanting 16 rounds in the hope that someday Prabhupada will initiate them and make them his own disciples. Prabhupada's books were traveling to more places. Prabhupada's disciples were going to other places. So a great expectation was being aroused among the population of the whole world. So such was the amazing power of Srila Prabhupada. So now today we shall be seeing more of what Prabhupada did in India when he was here a second time. We have seen Allahabad episode where Prabhupada went for the Kumbh Mela time. And now then he went to Gorakhpur. From Gorakhpur he went to Benares. That also we have seen. In Benares there was a procession. And in that procession, Srila Prabhupada was taken in a silver chariot, pulled by white horses, followed by decorated elephants, many floats, Mahamantra banners, Kirtan groups, and all the foreign disciples doing Kirtan. So the main attraction was the foreign disciples. The whole population of Benares came to witness this amazing scene that Srila Prabhupada had brought not less than 40 foreign disciples. Vivekananda had brought one. It's not a question of comparison of numbers, but it's a fact that the whole of the country was greatly excited when Vivekananda returned to India with one foreign disciple called Sister Nivedita. But here was Prabhupada being extremely successful in transforming the hearts of people in the West. But still, Prabhupada has not received the same recognition what was available to others before him who did much less than what Srila Prabhupada has actually accomplished. The main reason being, in my own estimation, I'm not sure if everybody will agree with this. In my own estimation, the consciousness of India has been steadily degraded. The consciousness of India, which is basically arising out of unbroken Varnashrama system for many thousands of years, that was broken in the Mughal rule and subsequently with the British rule, who were very cunning to destroy the Gurukul system and remove the prime respect given to Brahmanas, Vedas, scriptures, Sanskrit language. All this was destroyed. And as a result of that, we lost our self-respect, our pride in our culture, in our value systems. So as a result of that, we gradually tended towards Western ways of thinking. So much so that even our great leaders, Mahatma Gandhi, Gokhale, Tilak, these people, even they were moving more and more towards an impersonal conception of God. Of course, Shankaracharya had already propagated Advaita philosophy, but these people, without any proper grounding in the scriptures, they were embracing impersonalism so that we cannot even talk to them. See, under the Shankarite system, everything was based on the Vedas and scriptures. People believed Vedas, people accepted Vedas. So we can show them the same Vedas and make them understand, look, this is your wrong interpretation. This is the correct way to look at the Vedas. And we can quote from the Vedas and people will accept it. But today's generation, simply imitating the West, and thereby developing a philosophy of their own, simply imitating, which is God has no form. Form means Maya, and ultimately everything is formless, and we become all one. That's all. That is a philosophy that appeals to everybody. So, these Srila Prabhupada had to break this. He was the only leader who went to the West and who taught very strongly against Nirvishesh and Sunyavad. Now, I request the devotees to explain what is Nirvishesh, what is Sunyavad.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Pranam.
Hello.
Nirvishesha is given by the impersonalist Prabhuji because they say that God has no form. That is Nirvishesha, no form and no qualities. And Shunyavada is propagated by the Buddha Prabhuji. That is Shunya, because after we leave the material body, we will merge in the Shunya. That is Nirvana. That is the stage
Yes.
of Nirvana.
Nirbha. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mitaji. So, Nirvishesh, the qualities, God has no qualities, God has no form. So, God has no qualities means Sattva, Rajo, Tamogun. They are all material qualities. They are all part of material existence. So, when you go beyond these qualities, you become without qualities, Nirvishesh. Vishesh means special qualities. So, only the three modes, according to people, are the only qualities. Any quality has to fall under these three modes, either Sattva, Rajo, or Tamogun. So, if you talk about qualities, then you are within material nature. And if you say, no, God has qualities, they will say, no, God is Nirvishesh, Brahman. Brahman has no qualities. It's like a white screen. So there is an understanding of impersonalists and Mayavadis. And Shunyavad is the Buddha's philosophy, which says that everything has come from zero, everything will return to zero. And existence is because of desiring. All suffering comes out of desire. So become desireless, and then you become one with the Nirbhan. That is supposed to be, the goal of life. Goal of life. So these two philosophies were strongly opposed by Srila Prabhupada, very powerfully, with the help of scriptures. Just as with the help of scriptures, Adi Shankaracharya established Advaita Vad using the same scriptures and very powerfully preaching. Srila Prabhupada was able to establish that Shankara's philosophy is an incomplete philosophy. It is only a partial philosophy. There is something higher than that. Above the Brahman, there is Parabrahman, which also Shankaracharya has talked about. But it's not elaborated on that. He says, Narayana Paro Vyaktat. Shankaracharya also agrees. Narayana Paro Vyaktat. Vyakti means individual, a person. Paro Vyaktat means he is beyond all individuality of this material world. He is Paro Vyaktat. He is beyond material existence. But he is a person. So who is that? Narayana. So, Aradhananam tu sarvesham, Vishnu Aradhanam param. So, that special position of Narayana or Vishnu beyond the spiritual world establishes that God is a person. So, Shankaracharya has given that, but unfortunately, the followers of Shankaracharya were even more vociferous proponents of impersonalism. That is what actually happened. That's what Prabhupada says. Shankaracharya respected the Vedas, but subsequently the people who came, they even rejected the Vedas. For them, they only clung to this one conception that God is formless. They did not give any respect to the scriptures also. So Srila Prabhupada was in the chariot, but he was constantly chanting. He remained grave and distant. And at the end of the day, Prabhupada retired to his room. Because this procession was arranged in remembrance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's visit to Banaras, where he met both Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami different times, and he preached them for months together in the Dasashramita Ghat. So they wanted to commemorate that, but there was no preaching. So when there is no preaching, Prabhupada is not interested. But because someone had called him very vigorously, Srila Prabhupada went. And he went in the procession. At the end of the procession, Prabhupada returned to the room. And Prabhupada was asked, Prabhupada, we saw that you were rather morose and distant in the program. Why? Prabhupada said, I like to be with my devotees, that's all. Prabhupada's answer. So it is a devotee setting that Srila Prabhupada really likes. There it was all ignorant people. Okay, they were celebrating Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but not in terms of philosophy. They were not interested to know who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is the philosophy of Achintya Bheda Bheda. They had no interest. So Prabhupada had no enthusiasm to participate in such programs. And then Prabhupada met one new boy in his room. He was the son of a professor in the Benares University. And that professor was a Vaishnava. And he had sent his son, who was a college student, to meet Srila Prabhupada. So the student met him, and Prabhupada told him, your father is a nice Vaishnava. Why don't you also become a devotee? I will initiate you. That boy expressed many reservations about shaving his hair and wearing tilak, wearing kantimala. My co-students will make fun of me. And how can I do the preaching for you? And how can I give you Guru Dakshina? Many questions. But all the questions Prabhupada answered. Finally, that boy accepted initiation also. And Prabhupada gave him the name Niranjana Dasa. So this is not to be confused with Niranjana Maharaj, who is there now, but this is Niranjana Das, an Indian boy. And he was initiated on the Nityananda Trayodasi. And then immediately this boy wanted to know about his Siddha Swarupa. And now anyone can explain what is his Siddha Swarupa?
Prabhuji, you're asking about Swarupa, Prabhuji.
Siddha
Yes.
Swarupa. Yes.
Siddha Swarupa. Is
Yes.
it the same as our constitutional position or our original relationship with Krishna, Prabhuji? Constitutional.
Correct. Exactly. We have a form. Unlike what people commonly believe that when we are in perfection, we will have no form. All of us will become simply one, Brahman. So that's not the truth. In Vaishnava concept, we have a Siddha Swarupa, the perfect form, which is an eternal form, which we keep forever for exchanging amazing prem pastimes with Lord Shri Krishna or Vishnu. So that is our permanent form, which will be revealed by Lord Krishna when we reach the stage of prema. So that is Siddha Swarupa. This boy wants to know. Srila Prabhupada said, don't be in a hurry. Don't try to jump ahead of everything. This is for all of us. His Prabhupada stressed servitude. Serve your spiritual master and have patience. Chant regularly, follow regulative principles, follow the instructions of Guru Maharaj and have patience. In due course of time, everything will be revealed to you. That boy became satisfied. So now there is one more devotee. And then John Gracer, we know Jadubar Prabhu, the official photographer of ISKCON today. He was at that time an amateur or a professional. He was working for a news magazine. He was not a devotee. But now Srila Prabhupada told him in Banaras, I think Krishna has captured you. And John Gracer agreed. And eventually he became Jadubar Prabhu. And disciples, Prabhupada was leaving now Banaras, and again he is going to Gorakhpur. At that time, the disciples rushed to the train and they were talking to the driver and the conductor to hold up the train for some more time so that Prabhupada can board the train. Prabhupada was watching it from a distance and smiling. And Prabhupada said, they don't know what they are doing. This is the language of Jesus Christ. Actually, when Jesus said, Lord, forgive them, they know not what they are doing. In a similar way, Prabhupada said, they are arguing with Indian Railways that they have to hold up the train for their Guru. Such was the dedication of Prabhupada's disciples. And Prabhupada was very happy that nothing could stop them when it comes to serving the Guru Maharaj. They will do practically anything.
Prabhuji, you are muted, I think, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, we can't hear you.
Since how
He's
long?
muted.
Since how long? What did he hear last? What did he hear last?
After that, railways, they were
Okay.
handling, no, Prabhuji, after that.
Thank God. So Srila Prabhupada said, they know not what they are doing. This is the language of Jesus Christ in the Bible. When he says about the executioners, that they don't know what they are doing. Oh my Lord, forgive them. Because they are hurting me, but they are ignorant people. So forgive them. Like that, Prabhupada is also telling, smilingly, they don't know what they are doing. They are arguing with the government that they should hold up the train so that Prabhupada can board it, because Prabhupada was slightly delayed. So what I was saying is we should pray to imbibe this quality of Prabhupada's disciples, that we should have complete surrender for our Guru Maharaj. Because Guru Maharaj wants nothing but our welfare. Our welfare means the welfare of the soul. We are all souls, we are not bodies. We were just now talking about Siddha Swarupa. That is what we are. So we are not these bodies. So the Guru is interested that we should restore to our original body, original constitutional position. So when we surrender to our Guru, then it is very easy for us to give up all our material attachments, including the body, our wealth, properties, and so many other things. So that is what transformed Prabhupada's disciples in a very short time, very short time. They became as empowered as Srila Prabhupada in accomplishing many things. They later on wondered, had Prabhupada not been around, we would never have dreamt of doing such things. Like 3 couples went to London, and after struggling for 1 year, they manifested a temple, and they manifested a powerful record which went around the world and transformed the people's hearts. The Hare Krishna Kirtan became a household name throughout the world. All this happened in the 60s. So this is the power of Guru Nishtha, and we should always pray that we should have complete absorption in our Guru. And connection to the Guru means connection to Krishna, and that is the correct way. We cannot directly connect to Krishna. We know that Krishna doesn't appreciate that. Same way when we talk about Raganuga Bhakti. Raganuga Bhakti means you don't aspire to become Nanda Maharaj. You don't aspire to become Yashoda Maharani. You don't aspire to become Lalita, Vishaka, or the Ashtasakis, etc. Right? Why we don't aspire like that? Anyone can say?
Because we want to be the servant of the servant, Prabhuji.
We want to be the servant of the servant.
Gopi Bhartur, Pada Kamalayor, Dasa Dasandas.
Yes. And another point that we should remember is, unlike in the material world, where everything is only a position. I am sitting here, I am also a position only. The soul is inside. This person with designations is a position. My soul is here. It is possible that another soul can also come there at a different point of time. The movie keeps on winding, unwinding, winding, unwinding. So in the material world, everything is position only. I am not this body. That's a fact. This body means all this designation attached to the body is not me. But the soul has an original constitutional position that is forever. So in the spiritual world, all the Nitya Siddhas, they are persons. They are not positions. Unlike in material world where everything is a position, temporarily occupied by a jiva. In the spiritual world, it's not like that. They are all persons. So we don't aspire to become Yashoda Maharani, but we try to become her servant. I want to assist her somehow. I want to become an assistant of Lalita Shaki or the Rupa Manjari. Our process is to become servants of Rupa Manjari, because our whole Gaudiya Vaishnava mission, all the Guru Parampara is all Manjaris. Manjaris are assistants of Sakhis. They are even more innocent. They are in the age group of 10 or 11. And they have the most access to the most intimate Radha Krishna pastimes. So that is the Manjaris. So these Manjaris are the people who manifested during Mahaprabhu's pastime, and in a very powerful way. All the 6 Goswamis and many of the others, they are all Manjaris. And in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, all are Manjaris, right up to Srila Prabhupada. So Raganuga Bhakti means we aspire to become one of the Manjaris. It's not that we are trying to take someone's position, but we are trying to become someone's servant. So we meditate on that person to whom you are most attracted, right? Simultaneously, we have to be giving up material attachments. Obviously, Raganuga Bhakti is, that door is open only for people who have given up their material attachments. But even if you want to begin now, it should be done very confidentially, internally. And how do we do it? In the Vraja, we become specially attracted to particular pastimes and particular personalities in those pastimes. And then we try to know more and more about them, about their form, about their appearance, their qualities, the way they dress, the way they speak, the way they serve Krishna. And we try to develop on those lines to become their servant. So there is a Raganuga Bhakti in brief. So as long as material attachments are very strong, this Raganuga Bhakti cannot manifest. But At least we should know what it is and we should aspire to enter into that Raganuga Bhakti. How it is done? By performing our Vaidhi Bhakti properly at this point of time. Whatever instructions our Guru Maharaj has done, we should execute it to the best of our ability, and by gradually we'll be inducted into Raganuga Bhakti. And also you can try to have association with people who are performing Raganuga Bhakti. Nobody advertises, I am a Raganuga Bhakta. But Krishna makes the connections. If you are really in that mood, then Krishna will connect you. If you are in Dasya, somebody in Dasya will connect you. You are in Sakya, somebody in Sakya will connect you. Like that it will happen. But we have to always know our goal, right? Our goal should be very strong in our mind. That's why I'm saying these points. It should not be a vague, mechanical execution of bhakti. It should not be a mechanical way of doing Krishna consciousness. But we should know what is our goal, prayojana. We should know the prayojana. And by knowing the prayojana, our abhideya becomes more sweeter and more meaningful. So that is what it is. So Prabhupada returns to Gorakhpur a second time, and this time he is staying in Hanuman Das Podar's two-storied house, Krishna Niketan. This house is called Krishna Niketan. And who is Hanuman Das Podar? Quickly, someone can tell.
He was owning that Gita Press, Prabhuji.
Correct.
He was the owner of Gita Press.
And he is the one who literally salvaged all the scriptures of India, translated them into Hindi and other Indian languages and made them available to people all over, including Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharata. Massive books at such a, almost like throwaway, free, almost like that. So cheap. If you see the size of the book, you will think this book must be not less than 2,000 rupees. But they will give it away for 20 rupees or 200 rupees like that. So it's all his achievement. I have been fortunate to visit that house and also his ashram. And in the ashram, there are photographs of Prabhupada and him meeting together. Prabhupada met him in 1962 in connection with his printing of the first volume of Srimad Bhagavatam. Again, Prabhupada is going to Gorakhpur this time. He's spending time in Krishna Niketan, the house of Hanuman Das Podar. He made it available. You use it for you and for all your Vaishnava devotees as long as you want. So Prabhupada installed the Radha Krishna deities that came from Benares in this Krishna Niketan. And Prabhupada quickly wanted to make it into a temple. So what he did, he told his lady devotees that please bring your best sari. So one sari became the curtain in front, another sari became the backdrop, one rug became the altar, and on the rug the deities were placed. And by Prabhupada waited till late night until everything was ready. It became a Pakka temple in Krishna Niketan. And then Prabhupada retired. But Prabhupada's devotees could not retire because they had to make dresses for the deities. Some dresses had come, but Prabhupada was not happy. And Prabhupada directed them how to make the dress. So overnight they sat making deity dresses. The next morning, regular worship started in the temple. So after a long, long time, the devotees had a temple for themselves. You know, in India, till now there was no temple. Even this is temporary place, right? Krishna Niketan. Prabhupada is hoping that Hanuman Das Podar will give it away to ISKCON. But as of now, it's a Podar property, and Prabhupada has established a temple there. And proper temple. So next morning onwards, the regular worship started. 6 aratis per day started from that day onwards. And all the devotees became busy. Their daily routine became established. So please remember, if you have a temple, either you have a temple near your home or you have a temple altar in your home, then it becomes a regular temple. And then what becomes? Your life becomes fully regulated. Right from morning, getting up, bathing, and then waking up the deities. From that time till in the night, you put them to sleep. Before that, you will bathe them, you will dress them, you will offer bhoga to them at least 3 times a day at home. And then in the night, you will nicely put them to sleep, singing some nice kirtans for them, right? Massaging their lotus feet. All these things. So your life becomes nicely established. That's the whole purpose. We have to give up all our material contamination, what has stuck to us for so many lifetimes. And now we have to become completely surrendered servants of Lord Krishna. So everything in our life during the day should be connected with Krishna. We should be constantly remembering Radha Krishna and always imagining how we can serve them better, how we can serve them better. So the temple atmosphere returned for all the devotees. It was like a fresh life for them. Evening kirtans were there, and Prabhupada was lecturing from the 6th canto, and Prabhupada spoke elaborately about Sridhar Swami. Has anyone heard of Sridhar Swami? By reading Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, anyone has come across this name, Sridhar Swami?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu, please.
He is one of the senior most disciple of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, and Prabhupada used to meet him and discuss about various knowledges. He was senior person
right,
to him.
Prabhu, but this is not that Sridhar Swami. That you are
Okay,
right.
okay.
There was a Sridhar Goswami, who is a god brother of Srila Prabhupada. Very true.
Right.
But this Sridhar Swami is someone else. 12th century.
Okay.
12th century. And he wrote commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. And Prabhupada's purports are largely based on Sridhar Swami's commentary. And this is 12th century, mind you. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in which century? Which century?
14th century, Prabhuji.
15th century, exactly. 1486. That is 15th century. So there is something like 300 years gap. Sridhar Swami is senior even to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he's not a disciple of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But he was an original commentator on Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam itself is a commentary on what? Anyone knows? Srimad Bhagavatam is considered as a natural commentary of
Krishna, Prabhuji.
it's a
Of
commentary.
the Vedas.
Come on. What did he say?
Vedas.
Vedas. Prabhuji.
No.
Why?
Vedanta Sutra.
Vedanta Sutra.
Yeah,
yes.
Vedanta
Vedanta
Sutras.
Sutra. Vedanta Sutra is the essence of God. It's like a definition of God given by Vedavyas, which is considered as the essence of all the Upanishads, the Vedantas, Vedanta Sutra, formula of God. So that Vedanta Sutra is the formula, and Srimad Bhagavatam is considered as a natural commentary on Vedanta Sutra. But on that Bhagavatam, the commentary, the first commentary was given by Sridhar Swami in the 12th century, and which is considered the most bona fide Vaishnava commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. All subsequent commentators, they always refer to Sridhar Swami with great reverence. So for Chaitanya, Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, to which we all belong, Sridhar Swami is very, very important commentator on Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srila Prabhupada is speaking about his commentaries, and in Sridhar Swami, especially, he had mentioned about power of chanting. When 300 years before the arrival of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had also great respect for Sridhar Swami. There is a nice episode in Chaitanya Charitamrita. How many of you have read Chaitanya Charitamrita? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. No one.
Prabhuji, I read not continuously, but I attend ICF Chaitanya Charitamrita sessions.
Okay.
In
How
that
many
we
of
read.
you have got the Chaitanya Charitamrita at home? Thank you.
Prabhuji, since I'm
Yes.
here, I thought I will, when I'm in India, I have to keep it there and come. So I didn't buy this time.
You can have 2 sets. There's no harm in having 2 sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Prabhupada says, Chaitanya Charitamrita was my life when I was in America. Prabhupada was saying, even in the ship when he was traveling, he was constantly reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. That is the solace to my heart, because I am so far away from home, so far away from Vrindavan. So please understand Chaitanya Charitamrita. Anyway, there is an episode there. Vallabhacharya comes to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he is boasting, I have written a fresh commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam, and that is even better than Sridhar Swami. And immediately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very disturbed. And he ignored him completely, Vallabhacharya. He wanted Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to listen to his commentary. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu simply refused to listen to him. After many, many efforts, ultimately, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed to him, if anyone is unchaste to the husband, then she is considered a prostitute. And Sridhara Swami, actually Swami has two meanings. Swami is also refers to a husband. So if you are saying you are better than Swami, right? So Swami refers to Sridhar Swami. You think if you are better than Swami, then you are an unchaste woman. And with an unchaste person, I have nothing to do. So please remember, Sridhar Swami's commentaries are so very important. So, and 300 years before the arrival of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he had talked about the power of chanting in such amazing terms. Anyway, let us try to see some of them. So here, Sridhar Swami says, simply by the power of chanting of the holy name, even without following regulative principles, one is liberated. But the rules prevent repeated fall down. Prabhupada adds like that. He says simply that no regulative principles, simply the power of chanting can liberate. Prabhupada adds that, but the regulative principles are given so that we don't get free from sin, again commit sin, which is an offense itself, right? So in order to prevent us from doing that, we have been given regulative principles. And Sridhar Swami says, one can avoid volumes of miserable conditions of life simply by the power of chanting. Simply by chanting. So much of karma which is waiting to come on you, they will be destroyed. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, when the lion roars, all the other wild animals simply run away. Like that, when you roar the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, all the sins that are attaching to you, they will fly away. Or when you clap your hands, the birds, thousands of birds, they will fly away. Like that, all the sins that are sitting on you, all the karma, ghosts, they will all fly away like that. So Sridhar Swami very strongly is talking about the holy names. So Sridhar Swami says, great religious leaders are unnecessarily taking trouble to establish ritualistic ceremonies. He says, where is the need for ritualistic ceremonies? If you don't know the Mahamantra, what is the use of all these ritualistic ceremonies? And once you know the Mahamantra, even then where is the need for any rituals? So whether you do rituals or not, if you know the Mahamantra, no need for rituals. If you don't know the Mahamantra, there is no value for rituals. So like that, Sridhar Swami is very strongly recommending chanting of the holy name, even in the 12th century. So it is not that we should think, oh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, until he came, there was no chanting. Harinam Sankirtan, inaugurated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu formally. But even before that, the Acharyas had given the chanting of the holy name, Sridhar Swami, very significantly. So his commentaries are filled with quotations from scriptures about what? About the supreme benefit of chanting the holy name. Sridhar Swami's commentaries are filled with quotations from various scriptures, like Srimad Bhagavatam. Who knows the last sloka in Srimad Bhagavatam?
Nama Sankirtanam Yasya.
Sarva Papa Pranashanam, Pranamo Dukkha Shamanam, Tam Namami Harim Param. It ends with glorification of the holy name. What about the Kali Santarayana Upanishad? What does it say?
Iti Shodashakam Namnam Kali Kalmashanashanam.
Nata Parataropaya Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. Harir Nama Eva Kevalam. Kalau Nasti Eva Gatiradhyata. Like that. So many scriptures, they glorify the holy name. So he has collected all these quotations and is giving them so that people develop more faith in chanting of the holy name. And Akila Cheshtitam means anyone who is endeavoring to push on the glories of Krishna, that effort is as good as chanting. So Sridhar Swami said that 24 hours, if anyone is engaged in spreading the glories of Krishna, can you think of a person like that? Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah, who else?
Narad Muni Prabhuji.
Okay, yeah, Narad Muni, fine. He's going with Prabhupada wherever he goes. Narad Muni, wherever Prabhupada is having a big program, Narad Muni is present. So they are birds of the same feather, right? So 24 hours, if someone is pushing on Krishna's glories, that is as good as Kirtan. Like, one's life must be dedicated only for Krishna's service. These are all the statements of Sridhar Swami. Srila Prabhupada says, Prabhupada speaks about his mission in a very humble mood. He says, My mission, vigorously, it started only from 1968, practically, Prabhupada says. Why does he say like that? Anyone? Why only 1968, Prabhupada says? Practically, we began our work vigorously from 1968. Why he says that?
ISKCON established, Prabhuji?
When?
I'm not
That
sure,
was in
Prabhuji.
1966 it was established.
Correct. 1966 ISKCON. Then why 1968? See, ISKCON was established in 1960s, but there were no devotees. There were only 11 devotees, and these 11 devotees became the trustees of ISKCON, founder members of ISKCON. That's all. And then Prabhupada became sick. Brahmananda Swami, you know Brahmananda Swami, he brought him from the hospital. Who is his brother? Brahmananda Swami's brother also. What's his name? Gargamuni. Gargamuni, his brother. They brought Prabhupada. So Prabhupada came to India again for recuperation. And then he went back from India. That was 1968. And so that was the time vigorous preaching started because more people started coming. So Prabhupada says, practically my movement started from 1968. But in reality, it started in 1922 when Prabhupada first met his guru. From that time onwards, Prabhupada was pushing on the mission with all his energy. Even though he was a householder, he was a businessman, he was having multiple responsibilities, but still he was very much focused on pushing on this movement. So, but still Prabhupada says, 1968 is a real thought starting. You will remember League of Devotees also, no? Prabhupada struggled so hard in Jhansi to establish League of Devotees. But because of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, they wanted to establish a ladies' club because he was the governor, Kulpati Munshi. He was the governor of that Madhya Pradesh. So they could not do. Prabhupada, after establishing that place as a League of Devotees, he had to surrender that place to this ladies' club. So this is what happened. So Prabhupada says, from 1968, in 3 to 4 years, we have literally grown up. Now we have so many branches practically throughout Europe and America. And everyone in these two continents, they know about our Hare Krishna movement. So such a powerful expansion Prabhupada has seen from 1968 onwards. So Prabhupada says, when Krishna's mercy is coming in, then no one can stop it. So that's why Prabhupada is giving this example, that we have really grown so far. So future is very bright. Future of ISKCON is very bright. Each morning in the temple, Prabhupada is having Srimad Bhagavatam classes, and sometimes there is no light. Only candles are lit, in different places. So in the candlelight, they can see the deities of Radha Krishna and the face of Srila Prabhupada and chanting, and it was so mysterious darshan of Srila Prabhupada in the dark place. And all the devotees are very strongly attracted towards Srila Prabhupada. And it was here in Gorakhpur that Srila Prabhupada taught Radha Madhava's song. Anyone can sing Radha Madhava's song? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, can I sing?
Yeah, please.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Gopi Jana Ballabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Banachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. So I want to read this portion to all of you directly from Satsvarup Goswami Maharaj's book. It's an amazing portion, so I'm going to read it out for you. Please listen with all attention. One morning, Srila Prabhupada sang a new song, Jai Radha Madhava. I will teach you this song, he said. Reciting the first line, he had the devotees repeat it again and again. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Then disciples will repeat. Again he will sing. Again they will repeat. Like that many times. One line at a time, he went through the song. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Then Prabhupada said, they should know it, he told them, by the next morning. Next morning, they should memorize this song. Only a few devotees managed to memorize the song. So the next morning, Prabhupada went through it again, line by line. During the evening lecture, he explained the meaning of the song. Now, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Krishna is enjoying in Vrindavan. That is the real picture of God. Please listen carefully. Here you are getting a picture of God. Who has seen God? None of us. But here is a picture of God. Listen carefully. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Krishna is enjoying in Vrindavan. That is the real picture of God. Simply enjoying. God is not doing any work. Simply enjoying. The Vrindavana Leela of Krishna is the perfect presentation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is simply enjoying. So Vrindavan Leela is the perfect presentation of God. Okay, I am reading. All the inhabitants of Vrindavana, the gopis, the cowherd boys, Maharaja Nanda, Yashoda, everyone is simply anxious how to make Krishna happy. They have no other business. The residents of Vrindavana have no other business than to satisfy Krishna. And Krishna has no other business. Yashoda Nandana, Brajajana Ranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari. He is acting as the little son of Yashoda. And his only business is how to please the residents of Vrindavana. So mutually, residents trying to please Krishna, Krishna trying to please residents, and this is only business of Vrindavan. There is no other business. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari. He is wandering in the forest of Vrindavan on the bank of the Yamuna. Please see this picture in your minds. He is wandering in the forest of Vrindavan on the bank of the Yamuna. This is the actual picture. Once again, Prabhupada is saying, these are all Prabhupada's words. Again, Prabhupada is saying, this is the actual picture of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Brahma, Indra, big demigods, they are also bewildered. They are sometimes mistaken how this cowherd boy can be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just like some of us think like that. But those who are thinking like that, for them also, there is manifestation of Krishna's supremacy. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Although he is engaged in pleasing the residents of Vraja, when there is need, he can lift up the Govardhana hill at the age of 7 years, or he can kill the Putana at the age of 3 months. So many demons used to visit daily. Krishna used to go with the calves and cows with his friends in the forest, and every day Kamsa used to send a demon to kill him. Agasura, Bhakasura, Dhenukasura, so many. So also, Krishna is playing just like a cowherd boy. On the one side, he is lifting the mountain, he is killing demons every day, but same time, Krishna is playing just like a cowherd boy. So this is God. His supreme mercy as the Supreme Personality of Godhead is never absent there. His supreme mercy is everywhere, but at the same time, he is playing like a cowherd boy. Please remember this amazing combination. No one thinks that he is God, but doesn't mean that he is not God. No one in Vrindavan thinks he is God, but he is God all the same. He is performing perfectly the role of God, also perfectly playing the role of a cowherd boy. So let me continue. His supreme mercy as Supreme Personality of Godhead is never absent there. That is God. That is God. God is not created by meditation. God is God. God is never manufactured. We should know this. This is what we see. On the third morning, after introducing Jaya Radha Madhava, so third morning, Prabhupada again sang it with the devotees responding. Prabhupada sang, devotees responded. Then he began to explain it further. Radha Madhava, he said, have their eternal loving pastimes in the groves of Vrindavan. So Radha Madhava, they have their eternal loving pastimes in the groves of Vrindavan. He stopped speaking. Suddenly Prabhupada speaking, stopped. His closed eyes, Prabhupada speaking with eyes closed only. His closed eyes flooded with tears. And he began gently rocking his head, front and back, gently rocking his head. His body trembled. This is Ashtasadhikama. His body trembled. Several minutes passed, and everyone in the room remained completely silent. These American devotees know exactly when to be quiet. They were all quiet. Simply their eyes were fixed on the lotus face of Srila Prabhupada as bumblebees. All the eyes of the devotees were like bumblebees, and Prabhupada's lotus face was filled with divine ecstasy. And finally, he returned to external consciousness and said, now just chant Hare Krishna. After this, the Radha Krishna deities of Gorakhpur became known as Sri Sri Radha Mata. So these deities got the name Sri Sri Radha. So just see this beautiful way Sasrup Goswami Maharaj is presenting various episodes in his books. Only because I have to hurry through, I am doing this very, very short classes, 1 hour, 1 hour. But please, anytime you will be able to spare a little more time, I request all of you to kindly read this Prabhupada, the full set of volumes of Sasrup Goswami, and relish it. You will cry also. You will cry. Just as you read, you will cry. You cannot stop. Such a powerful book it is.
Amazing, Prabhuji.
Even though there are so many books on Srila Prabhupada written by so many of his disciples, each of them is equally touching and moving. But this book remains special because it was a compendium. Sasrup Das Goswami went various places, seeing places where Prabhupada had gone, meeting with people Prabhupada had met even before he started ISKCON, even in his childhood, the people who had met, where he studied, the school, the college, the place where he lived. So many, including a bus conductor in New York, who happened to be sitting on the same park bench when Prabhupada was an unknown figure. That interview is also there in this book. So amazing details are available in this book. I can never do justice in these short classes. So I just wanted to read it out to you so that you will really appreciate the amazing way with devotion that Sasrup Das Goswami is presenting his spiritual master to all of us to relish. We are able to relish the mood of Srila Prabhupada just by reading his book. So that's what it is. Okay. Then one day in the same temple, Kausalya Mataji was cleaning the temple and Prabhupada appreciated her. Prabhupada is giving class and Prabhupada said, see this lady devotee, how sincerely she is mopping the floor. But the next day, Prabhupada went up to her and he told her, you know how you are washing? You are washing like how the crow takes bath. Have you seen crow taking bath? Crow will dip its head into water and then it will do like this. You are doing like this. I will show you how to mop the floor. So with all the devotees watching, Kausalya also watching, Prabhupada was mopping the floor. First with a wet cloth, one small portion of the hall, Prabhupada would mop with hand, sitting down. And then he would take a dry cloth and wipe it completely dry. Then he would take the next square and again mop it with wet cloth, then wipe it with dry cloth. Like that, bit by bit, Prabhupada cleaned the temple hall. Whereas Mataji was same time trying to clean the entire hall. So Prabhupada said, this is like a crow taking bath. And when they saw Prabhupada doing it, the devotees are amazed. This is the kind of attention to detail that we need when it comes to serving Krishna. Bit by bit, Prabhupada mopped the floor. And he was taking care. Once a place has been cleaned, he will not step on it. So like that, he would systematically clean the entire floor. So Prabhupada showed how we should be very attentive when it comes to serving Krishna, right? So these things Prabhupada taught there. And then Prabhupada had 3 important goals in Gorakhpur, why he returned a second time. He wanted to reach out to the university students in Gorakhpur. He wanted to introduce Kirtan in the factories of Gorakhpur and Kirtan at the homes of people. And he also hoped that Hanuman Das Podar would give that house permanently to ISKCON use. His disciples, but disciples like Hamsaduta, Tamal Krishna, they were eager to go and preach in other places. This is the mood of Prabhupada. They were always knowing how to please Prabhupada. How to please Prabhupada? Not by simply sitting around him, but to go out and preach. So they all took permission from Prabhupada and went out to preach in other places. Then Prabhupada one day went to meet Hanuman Das Podar in his residence. He was actually very sick. That's why he had not come to meet Prabhupada. So Prabhupada went there and they were talking through their eyes. This is what the grandson Suryakant Fogla recalls, that they were simply talking through their eyes. It was a heart-to-heart conversation. There was no need for words. So he says the energy was passing between both of them. So much love was being exchanged. I could see that. Like that his grandson says. I don't think that property eventually came to ISKCON. But anyway, we will see if something is seen in the rest of the book. But I don't think it is with ISKCON now. Because I went to Gorakhpur. I don't recall seeing a ISKCON temple there. I have been to Gita Press, but I don't know whether I have visited this Krishna Niketan. So from Gorakhpur, Prabhupada moved to Bombay. So Bombay became ISKCON headquarters. He took a 4-room flat on the 7th floor of Akash Ganga building. In I think it is in South Bombay, if I am not wrong. Expensive. Rental was 3,000 rupees in those days, in 1971. Very expensive property in a very prestigious location. And Prabhupada had no guaranteed income in India. So it was a calculated risk. Prabhupada always thinks big. So now Prabhupada is planning in Bombay. You need to have a prestigious location to have access to the VIPs, no? All the rich men of Bombay are living in that area. In the same area, Prabhupada is establishing ISKCON at a very high rent with no guaranteed income. There is no temple of ISKCON in India. And ISKCON is not well established in India. But still, Prabhupada is taking the risk. But you should know, if Prabhupada had not done it, then ISKCON could not have grown so fast. So Prabhupada always recommends to the disciples and devotees, think big for Krishna. Don't think small. Always think big for Krishna. So what is the next plan of Prabhupada? Next preaching plan? Gigantic Pandal festival. And Prabhupada told all his disciples, don't plan small, plan always very grandly. If you have to go for hunting, you say, I go for hunting the rhino. A rabbit hunter, nobody will care for him. Whether he gets rabbits or not, nobody will care for him. But if you go for the rhino, whether you get it or not, people will look up to you. Oh, here is a rhino hunter, like that. So Prabhupada said, always aim really big. And as Prabhupada started revealing the plan, his devotees realized that it is his inspiration which is motivating all their efforts. Unless Prabhupada gave such powerful inspirations, their efforts cannot be channelized so well. But Prabhupada is now giving a gigantic Pandal plan. They have to do everything. So the disciples are becoming invigorated, energized. Now we have to achieve it for Prabhupada. So without Prabhupada, they would never attempt anything so boldly and ambitiously. Not possible. So Prabhupada is the brain. Prabhupada is the heart. And all these people are simply his limbs. They are executing the will of Prabhupada. So as Krishna is unlimited, see this. This is Satsuru Maharaj's comment. As Krishna is unlimited, Srila Prabhupada, his dear friend, can demand unlimited service on his behalf. Krishna is unlimited, so his dear friend can demand unlimited service on his behalf. In the service of Krishna, no project was impossible. Srila Prabhupada said, it is a word in a fool's dictionary. So when they are planning the gigantic Pandal festival, some of the devotees are feeling, a sense of weakness. But how can we do it? Are we really capable of doing it? Prabhupada is giving such a great plan, but where is the money and where is the organizing ability? Where are the contracts? How can we do it? So when Prabhupada sensed these doubts, misgivings on the part of his disciples, immediately Prabhupada said, impossible is a word in a fool's dictionary. Prabhupada will repeat it many times. Maybe we will see it again in future chapters. So what are the questions when the Pandal is planned? The plans are very grand, but how to raise the huge money? Prabhupada is planning a Pandal for 25,000 people. 25,000 people. How to raise that huge money? How to erect such a huge Pandal? We don't know anyone in Bombay. How can we get such a huge Pandal erected? And where to get so much food? Prabhupada says, every day you should distribute prasadam, morning to night, to thousands of people. So where to get so much food to give away? Who will cook it? All this prasadam. And Prabhupada laughed. Prabhupada, looking at all these doubts of his devotees, he simply laughed. You remember Prabhupada went one man to America. He created such a powerful movement. in San Francisco, just by his will, he made a Rath Yatra happen. And then Rath Yatra happened in so many other places. Just by his will, he manifested a temple in London, even without going there. This is the power of Srila Prabhupada. So he was amused. So Prabhupada is telling, you are all Americans. So what is the use of being American unless you do something wonderful? The perfect way to link American ingenuity with India's spirituality is this Pandal program. Americans are blind people. Indians are lame people because India has eyes, the scripture, the eyes of scripture, but we don't have the energy. And the Westerner has all the energy, but misdirected. They are all blind. So let us combine to uplift the world. And one practical application is the Bombay Pandal program. See how Prabhupada inspires. Then the work was divided. Now the practical dimension. Work is divided. Publicity will be handled by Shyam Sundar. Who knows Shyam Sundar Prabhu? Shyam
Hare
Sundar.
Krishna,
Yes,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I remember, I don't know if I'm correct, San Francisco, he only had that, he was building all that art, he was building the temple's artwork and all.
London temple, no, Prabhuji.
yeah. Then what is the San Francisco connection?
That he had a small, what to say, wood piece going inside his hand and he got infected. Is that Shyam Sundar Prabhuji? He only know, Prabhuji?
Correct. Perfectly correct. Perfectly correct. The Shyam Sundar Prabhu had not even seen Prabhupada. Mukunda and Janaki, where they were going to San Francisco, on their way to India. But Prabhupada told them, try and establish a center in San Francisco. On the way, they went to meet their friend, and that happened to be Shyam Sundar. His original name was Stephen or something like that. And his girlfriend, Melanie, they were living there. These two people, they were so attracted by the transformation of Mukunda and Janaki. They said, we will go with you to San Francisco and we will help in setting up the temple. And after that, Shyam Sundar was a carpenter himself. So Prabhupada gave the small deities of Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, which was brought by Malati Mataji, who is Meloni actually. And with these small models, he built 6-foot high deities of Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. The first deities of the Supreme Lord in the Western world was made by Shyam Sundar Prabhu, Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. And they were installed in San Francisco temple. So, and subsequently, he was sent to London by Srila Prabhupada. 3 couples were sent, and one of them was Malati Mataji and Shyam Sundar Prabhu and their little child Saraswati. And he successfully brought out a temple in Soho Street, Radha Londonishwara. And the temple, entire interior work was done with redwood imported from America. And he built the entire temple with that wood, tirelessly, 24 hours working. So that is Shyam Sundar. So the publicity is given to Shyam Sundar. And Shyam Sundar Prabhu eventually, he also wrote an amazing book, his homage to Srila Prabhupada. You know the name of that book? Title of the book? Anyone knows? I want to show it to you. Maybe I will show it to you. Anyone knows? Title of this book? The book is called Hunt for the Rhino or Go for the Rhino. Just now we saw, Prabhupada telling, hunt for the rhino. So that is the caption of that book. His experiences with Srila Prabhupada. Amazing book, amazing. I cannot describe it in words. Very, very powerful book. So this Shyam Sundara is put in charge of publicity. Kamal Krishna Goswami, who was in Los Angeles, very, very big follower of Srila Prabhupada. He did the China preaching, single-handed. He went to China. China, of all places. Prabhupada said, go to China. And he went without asking a question. And and today China is such a fast-growing place for ISKCON. All underground preaching. But today, if you go to Mayapur, you will see hundreds of Chinese so happily worshipping Radha Madhav, along with their little children, all of them wearing our traditional dress, tilak, kantimala, saris, dhotis, you will see them. So that was Tamal Krishna. He is in charge of Pandal arrangement. He had to build the Pandal. And Giriraj Swami is the son of the Supreme Court judge, very, very wealthy people. And he is in charge of raising the funds for the whole program. And Madhudvisha, another disciple of Prabhupada, he has to plan the programs on stage, what will happen? Because I think it's a program for a week or something. Every day there'll be programs on this. He has to plan that. So now how it happened, we will see it next week. This amazing Pandal program, how it happened, how it panned out, we will see next week. But as of now, I will just tell you one small bit of information. 2 important Maharajas of ISKCON today, they were found here. They came to ISKCON in this Pandal program. Okay. Can you recognize?
Radhanath Swamiji, and the other one
And,
is also I remember. Oh, I've seen.
The singer
His Holiness Lokanath.
Loknath Swami, yeah, Loknath Swami.
Yes, yes.
He's from Maharashtra. And
Yeah.
His Holiness Radhanath Swami is from Chicago, USA. So these 2 people happened to be there at the Pandal program. Happened to be there. Just by seeing the big publicity banners that Shyam Sundar had erected in various places, they had seen them and they came to this Cross Maidan. And in that place, they were about 20, 21 like that. So Radhanath Swami at that time was Richard Slavin, that was his name. And he was having long hair, like an Indian sadhu, long hair. He had only a small back. No, at that time, he was dressed like a typical sadhu. Sadhu means like the Goswamis of Vrindavan. What do they have dressed? Kaupina Kantasritha. Kaupina Kantasritha. In the there's a small loin cloth, a little bit of white cloth in the waist, and a little waistcloth around the shoulder. That was his dress. Nobody could recognize he was an American. He was completely tanned, living 1 year in Himalayas, in various caves and meeting various kinds of people. But somehow, God forced him to come to Bombay because his passport was expiring. He had to get it renewed somehow. So he was at that time living in Vrindavan. No one taught him about Vrindavan, but somehow God brought him to Vrindavan. And from Vrindavan, he came to Bombay for his passport purpose. And then he saw this big board and he said, I will go and see what happens. And we are sitting at the rear of this. So all this will come. Let us see. So that was Radhanath Swami. And later on, he surrendered to Srila Prabhupada. And Loknath Maharaj, he was also a small boy, I think college student or something like that. And he came for the Pandal program. He was so much attracted. He took the pamphlets and brochures, flyers that was kept there. Using that, he wrote a nice letter to the organizers of the Pandal festival and said, I want to be one with you. He wrote like that, and they welcomed him. And within a few days, he joined them in Juhu. And the story of Juhu temple will come in the same book. After some time, we will hear his amazing pastimes there. So both these people found ISKCON here in the Cross Maidan Pandal program in Bombay. Does anyone know how did His Holiness Jayaprada Goswami come to ISKCON?
No, Prabhuji.
At
No?
Ratha Yatra, Prabhuji?
Yes.
Through that.
Where was it?
He joined with Jayananda Prabhu.
Correct. That was in San Francisco. Ratha Yatra cart he was building. And this boy happened to be there. And Jayananda said, can you hold the screws in place? I will hammer them. Or rather, I will hold the screws and you hammer them. And he encouraged him so nicely. Oh, you are doing it so nicely. Can you do it yourself? He said, yeah, I will do it. But how many days do we have to complete it? In his mind, he was thinking 1 month. And Jayananda told him 1 day. Work has been completed. So very quickly he became a devotee. And very young age, about 17 or 18, Jayaprada Swami, he came to India with Srila Prabhupada. And he was there in Calcutta. He speaks Bengali so fluently. He knows Hindi also very well. He writes poetry in Bengali. He speaks in Bengali, and the Bengali audience they roar when they hear their Guru Maharaj speak in Bengali. So many fans he has got. His devotees, his disciples, I don't know, exceeding 60,000, 70,000, I don't know. Constantly he's adding the numbers. Even though gurus are warned, don't take too many disciples because their karma will bring you illness and so many problems. But he has never stopped.
80,000.
Huh?
80,000.
80,000. Come on. So look at this.
That was told by one of the disciples of Prabhupada Prabhuji. I met him in Mangalore, so he told me, and he was inquiring about this thing, initiation program and all. And then he told me that, Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj has got 80,000 disciples, and your name is so simple and beautiful, and this name will never be repeated again. And that and all he was talking to me.
So see, I don't think in the history of the world anyone had 80,000. We talk about Ramanujacharya, 10,000 odd disciples. So ISKCON is a mercy movement. So they just go on. They don't look at qualifications. Like Srila Prabhupada in Gorakhpur, when Ramananda, his disciple, he said these 12 people are sincere, they are chanting. Prabhupada immediately gave them initiation. 12 people, straight away Prabhupada gave them initiation without asking any question. So this is actually a mercy movement. And we are all so fortunate that we are somehow connected. Let us take full advantage and let us serve sincerely, seriously, without any ulterior motive. Please remember these three phrases: sincere, serious, without ulterior motive. These are the qualifications of a true devotee. Let us all aspire to become deserving disciples of our very worthy spiritual masters, and let us try to serve the movement to the best of our ability. Let us not do anything that will bring a bad name to ISKCON or the disciples of ISKCON. That is the worst thing that we can do. We should always act very humbly. Trinatapi sunichena, tharoriva sahishnuna, amanina manadena, kirtani yasra. We should always be very, very polite, very, very humble. We should not act as though we know something great. We should not act as though others are sinners and we are all so pure. We should be extremely careful. We should be more humble than a blade of grass. And that is the mood that will bring glory to ISKCON. There is so much work to be done. So at any point of time, we should not do anything wrongly. Even if you don't do anything, we should not do anything wrongly to bring a bad name. We should always cooperate. We should always work harmoniously. We should never think in terms of personal reputation and name and fame. We should never try to take credit for ourselves. We should always pass on the credit to others, our spiritual master, and to the parampara. Even a little bit, if we take it as our own, then we are in deep trouble. We may fall down anytime. Nothing should stick on us. All the glories we should pass on. And any mistakes, we should always own up as our own fault. So this is the way we will really make progress in our spiritual life, and we can be small instruments in the hands of Srila Prabhupada in this massive task of saving the whole world. There is one Maharaj called Navayogendra Maharaj. Has anyone seen Prabhupada's disciple? Navayogendra Maharaj. He's in Vrindavan temple now. He was preaching in Kashmir, Jammu temple. Jammu temple was established by him. Very, very powerful preacher. So he always, when he glorifies Prabhupada, says, Savior of the whole world, Srila Prabhupada. It is not an exaggeration. He's really the Savior of the whole world. Jagat Guru, Srila Prabhupada. So let us all let us deserve our position here in ISKCON as the grand disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Thank you all very much. If you have any comments, you can say that. Otherwise, we will wrap up this.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I just want to share, and I was there for a week in Mayapur, Prabhuji, and it was really amazing with your Krishna Stasi and your blessings. I could
just
witness everything.
Anytime my laptop will go off, but please continue.
Okay. Prabhuji, I just want to share that I was in Mayapur when last week you were in Vrindavan. So it was really amazing. Charuswami Maharaj was there. He was giving lectures out there. So it was very amazing to be there, and really I enjoyed the Yatra, Prabhuji. And I visited Yogapeeth and all. So it was really a bliss for me that because of your blessing and Krishna's mercy, I could witness all this.
Jai. And what was your husband's reaction?
Oh, he only took me, Prabhuji. He was the one. We booked a cab and then we went around everywhere. All the nearby Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's birthplace, his Mausi's place, everywhere we went, Prabhuji. And Sri was
an important devotee there by name Kali Kumar Ghosh, Prabhu.
No, I couldn't meet. He was busy with his own preaching. I was in touch with him, Prabhuji. Okay. He was the one to guide me. So,
and Deepa Menon?
Yeah, I had brought it to her notice, but she couldn't make it. She's working person, so she couldn't make it. She was asking me, when are you leaving? I can come and meet you, but we couldn't make it. That was it. But it was really amazing, Prabhuji. And especially inside the campus of ISKCON, you don't feel like coming out after seeing the deities and the bhajans and looking at the American Prabhujis and all. You don't, ears only rolled on what type of people we are. We being Indians, we have not understood who is Krishna, what is this? I mean, it is really amazing, Sister Father. So I really enjoyed that. Prabhupada's Pushpa Samadhis also, they have depicted so many things which we do not know actually. And it takes hours to just understand and absorb that, Prabhuji. And it was really amazing actually. Though I did not get a room in ISKCON, but the Prabhujis later on, they said that we could have arranged for you. Though it is booked from, I think, August till February, it was already booked, all the
So you
this thing, yeah.
visited places within Mayapur, or you also went out?
In Mayapur only, Prabhuji, all the places only in Mayapur only. I could make that only. Then we had to go to
Did you cross the river?
Yeah. We went by the ferry, Prabhuji. We went by the
Did you see Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Bhajan Kutir?
Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, I saw that also. And then that Jagannath, that temple also we saw. Some Ganguly, he was the one who was blind or something. It was for him. It was then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's that birthplace was also really gave goosebumps because when you recall and your preachings and all, when we listen, and then after that, if we go, really we know what has happened out there, and it's really peaceful. You get solace and mental agony goes off. You don't feel like moving out of that. Especially
you saw the Gaudiya Mutt where Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Samadhi.
I went around everywhere.
Thakur Samadhi is there.
Samadhi, I went there also. Yeah, I went, but there they don't allow you to take photographs or anything. They don't allow, that is the thing. But I remembered everyone.
We should ideally take photographs in our heart.
Yeah, very true, Prabhuji, very true. Still, I remember, just like my Brindavan trip, I just remember everything now. So then we went to Jagannath Puri. There also we had a wonderful darshan. And we had the Mahaprasad, for which my husband was craving. So so we could have that. After the Bhog, they gave us Mahaprasad. It was very, nice that my husband, because of him, he had that thought in his mind that only took us to Mayapur and all.
Did you get hot or cold?
What, Prabhuji?
Did you get hot or cold prasadam?
Hot as well as cold. That was all mishti, dai, and other things were there, but hot ones only we got. Immediately after the Bhog they gave.
When you were there at the right time, I think around 2 p.m. you would get really hot.
Yeah, we had. It was really amazing, Prabhuji. All your blessings, Prabhuji. It is because of that I could make it, and even my husband, because of him, that soul took me. That is it. My craving was fulfilled. My thirst was quenched by him. That's it. Though he is not into it, but he takes. That is it. That is a blessing in disguise.
That is really.
Yeah. Who knows? Krishna must have made him like that. So slowly
whoever has not visited these places, please make your plan very quickly.
Yeah, you should. All of you should visit. There is no other this thing, because more than reading and doing that, when you really see that, then when you get, that experience is different.
Yeah.
And especially the deities in ISKCON Mayapur temple is really, you feel you're in a different world. You don't feel like moving out of the place. And there was continuous kirtan going on, and people were dancing, and all, even youngsters, foreigners and all. Looking at them, then you feel that being Indians, why we were not exposed to all these things earlier. They're so clear with their words and everything, Prabhuji. Even the translators who were translating Charuswami Maharaj's lectures, the village people or whomsoever they were all spellbound and sitting frozen out there and listening to it. So that was really amazing to see that. It is, though there was flowing crowd, but everyone was patient enough to listen, see, and everything. And we had the witnessed the Aarti also, Prabhuji. That was also really wonderful. It was really a bliss. I didn't feel like coming also, but it was a short span, but sweet and short. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, Kali Kumar Ghosh Prabhuji is there, is it? He's like residing there, or?
No. He is near Howrah. There's a village, his hometown. There he stays. He frequently visits because he is connected with
He belongs
Namahatta.
to Mayapur, but Krishna has
Nata-
put him in Howrah for preaching purpose.
Yeah, Namahatta. He's joined that, so he was. I think that's so nice of him also to guide us. That was nice. Everyone should
Mataji
visit
had
in your
sent,
lifetime.
yeah, Lakshmi Mataji had sent me the picture of Yogapeeth, that neem tree. So touching, Prabhuji. All toys and all hung there.
Yeah.
For baby my born. And
Yeah.
Sriva Sangan also. That is the place where night kirtans the Lord had, no, Prabhuji?
Yeah.
Prabhuji, one
Prabhuji's-
Mataji from Chennai, her name is Usha. After retirement, I mean, after a few years after retirement, she's gone and totally settled in Mayapur.
Oh.
Yeah, she's a teacher, so she was a teacher here by profession. So she's doing some sort of voluntary teaching there, and she's disposed of a house here in KK Nagar and all, and she's gone. I don't know if you know her, Prabhuji. She was in
She
that.
knows me also.
Yeah, Saraswati Mataji's friend. She was in that
Okay.
set.
Yeah. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Kalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyascha Patitanam pavanebhyo Vishnavebhyo Anantakoti Vaishnavamcha. Srila.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. We also visited Mayapur. Thanks to Lakshmi Mataji.
Hare Hare.
Hari Bol.